PowerPoint will focus on the effect of marijuana and how it impacts thinking, concentration, memory, etc. The important thing to understand about marijuana is that the THC, the active ingredient in marijuana, loves fat. It's one of the few drugs that actually is not water soluble, avoids it, and gravitates towards fat. The fattiest part of our bodies is the coating on our brain cells called the myelin sheath. It's almost 100% pure fat, and THC loves it. This is where the THC attaches to it. And you can actually see it under a microscope where it looks like globs of tar that are attaching to the coating of our brain cells. This coating on our brain cells, the myelin sheath, was designed to help speed up the signal between brain cells. It's like the coating of an electric wire. Not only insulates it to protect it, but also to speed up conduction of electricity throughout that electrical wire. It's the same in our brains. The coating on the brain cells is meant to help conserve the energy and make sure that the signals are getting passed along as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, when THC attaches to that coating and these globs of tar form between the two brain cells, it really slows down the ability for messages to get across those signals. They can't fire as fast. It takes longer for the signal to trigger the next brain cell, and as a result, thinking gets slowed down. Clinically, therapists refer to this as them getting saturated with THC. Their brains reach a point of saturation that causes a slowing of the cognitive processes. Other students will refer to it as getting burnt or fried, but clinically we kind of refer to that as being THC saturated. The way that marijuana is grown today, and them growing it hydroponically and adding nutrients and hybrids, etc., the potency of the THC in today's marijuana has almost doubled. That means that kids are getting saturated even quicker. What used to take a year for kids to get fried now is happening in 6 months, basically a hockey season. When these neurological pathways become coated and ineffective, they stop getting used. It becomes easier to just not think or not try to recall things. It becomes easier to just not pay attention or put your head down and sleep in class. Basically, when these brain pathways get slowed down, the brain will just reroute itself and not use those pathways. It's like if you were going into the city of Pittsburgh and you knew a bridge or the tunnels were backed up with traffic and it was really slow going a certain way, you would just avoid it and go a different way. And over time, after avoiding these neural pathways, they become pruned, shrivel up, and basically atrophy. So if certain parts of the neurological pathways stop getting used, they atrophy and will eventually get pruned off. This has great effects for a person's ability to recall things, the quickness of their thought. And it's also this coating on the brain cells that accounts for why people feel kind of hazy or in a fog when they've been smoking marijuana on a consistent basis. Even though they're not high at the time, typically they feel kind of foggy or in a haze or just a little bit slow cognitively.